Okay, this is a video for the JQ Audio Hua Jiang. It's a tribrid. I hope I pronounced that right. It's got 2 EST drivers, 6 balanced armature, and 1 dynamic driver. And it sounds kind of like a P1 by Tin Hi-Fi. It's got great clarity and resolution by its tuning. Though the tuning graph is kind of weird because it doesn't give the whole story. Black Sabbath, Sweet Leaf, timestamp 2:30 and beyond. I'm listening to drum kit play. Sounds very good on this set. Blind Faith, Can't Find My Way Home, 27-second cymbal strike, sounds emphasized. But I'm also getting Huge Sense of Space, which plays out later at the end of Pink Floyd. Soundgarden, Black Hole Sun, 1:16, bass. Sounds great. America Tin Man, 39-second cymbal triangle strike. Sounds very, very good. Pink Floyd On the Run, 26 to 58 seconds. The woman that's doing the gate announcing. The resolution of this set is exceptional, and that is done via my notes, bass question mark. When I'm listening to when the lever breaks, dun, tsh, dun, 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 tsh, I was kind of thinking, I was expecting more power. The harmonica, wow. Robert Plant, great. All the vocals that I listened to when I was listening to this set are great because of the way that they tuned the... Let's go ahead and take a quick look at it. This notch right here is really good for me. And the V14 and the L9 have very, very similar tuning. But they sound completely different because one is using 14 balanced armatures, then the other's using a dynamic driver and 8 BAs. They sound not the same. And this is a tribrid and it doesn't sound like the other two. It's kind of fascinating. I dig it. I like looking at the same thing and seeing how that sounds. Does it make a difference of the drivers? You know, do BAs and ESTs with the same graph sound different? Yeah, they do, actually. I can say that because I've been looking at very similar graphs for a few months now, and they all are very different. This is the most wide. It's wider than the V14 because of the emphasis on the late treble. It's huge. Pink Floyd On the Run, after you get by the gate announcement, I'm listening, I start to have left-right panning cues, the rocket ships that are going around. And remember, these are earplugs that are in your ear, blocking out all outside sound, and any sense that you have something on your left and on your right is completely in your head. It's psychoacoustics. This makes me feel like there's a lot on the left and the right, and I'm in a big, big room. So it's working. If you like big presentations, this would be a set that you would like. The penalty that you get is that cymbal strikes are emphasized. They're not shimmering and long, they're not unnatural, but they're prominent. Like you're watching a show and your position is close to the drummer, near the cymbal that he's smashing, but the vocalist's mic is the loudest turned on, you can still catch him fine. So it doesn't degrade the quality of playback, but it's definitely emphasized. The reward for that, obviously, is the stage is massive. It's just a huge replay. I'm totally surprised. I look at the graph, I listen to it briefly, and I'm thinking this is going to be another version of what I've listened to a lot recently. No, this is a very big replay. Very clean, fast playback. Now fast, let's get on that for a second. People say fast, what is that? I don't know. 55 hertz is 55 hertz. A hertz basically is 3 movements: an extension, retraction, and then back to the stationary position. That's basically a hertz in an easy, simple form. And that happens 55 times in a second is 55 hertz. So how can that be fast or slow? It's the clarity of the replay, the quality of the drivers that make that sound like it's lasting a microsecond longer than it's supposed to your brain, so it sounds slow. It's not actually slow, but it sounds like it. 55 hertz is always 55 hertz. This does give the illusion of being kind of fast, though it's a dynamic driver. It's a trip. I'm very impressed, actually. Very clean first playback on Black Sabbath. That was the drum replay was excellent. Different cymbal take, great for vocals. So the cymbal is emphasized. Vocals, because of that dip that they've got there, the harmonics on vocals are not fatiguing. Robert Plant sounds great. The most listened to on this prior to this video was Led Zeppelin, the 4th album, Cymbals. So I'm listening to the 4th album, I think this version, when the levy breaks, dun, tsh, dun, 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 tsh. And I thought that's powerful, but not quite. And then I went to Led Zeppelin 2 and I listened a whole lot of Love because the 4th string bass, dun 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 dun. Then I got it. Okay, we're cool. The bass, the 4-string bass is not negotiable for me. If there was something weird, because the kick drum didn't sound as powerful as I expected it, I go to another Zeppelin track and I need those 4 strings. I need them to be good. I need them to be right. I don't want them to get in the way of the vocals. They weren't. This is a really good set. I've got to do a video comparing it with the EJ07 because I'm going to get asked that a lot. That's got to be its own video. This has to have its own review. Do I wreck this set? I do. It's got a huge stage. It's packaged like a fucking, you're a player and they're a pimp. And go on a host roll with this thing. Quality control is not a negotiable thing, and you're not special because you have good quality control. That is absolutely fucking expected. There's nothing special about good quality control. That is the way that is the fucking baseline. You start from there and you move up, and you do like this, and you give people nice stuff for their money. I feel totally cool wrecking this because all of the goodies that you're going to get a gold coin. Who gives a fuck? I didn't till like the second day, and I kept looking at it and thought, I'm going to open it. No, don't open it. Stuff loses its value. What do you mean stuff? It's a fucking coin. It's not even real. Don't open it. I want to keep its value. I like it like that. And I got the adapters to switch into whatever I want. And it's got a nice big case. And it's got more tips inside here. And a cleaning tool. And it's got everything. It's got a warranty card. It's got another thing. They're trying, you are an ATM and they are trying really hard to get your digits. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your password? That's what they want to know. And they're trying to get it by impressing you. And I'm totally cool with that. Like I said, quality control is not special. So get that out of the way. And that's not a problem with this. So we don't need to talk about that. We talk about everything that's above that. This is nice. The replay is great. The stage is huge. The clarity is P1 type. It's trippy. The bass is not in the way. It's a dynamic driver. Why is it not in the way? Why is, when the levee breaks, kick drum, John Bonham absolutely stomping on a fucking kick drum, not thundering more? Bass question mark. I don't know. Why does the harmonica in the same track sound so fucking good? I don't know. Clarity, resolution. It's a very nice set. I like it a lot. The next video is going to be with the EJ07 because that is a kind of a cult. The short bus team, they want to know. At this point, I'm just going to say that it's got a bigger stage than that. Sense of space is very similar to it. Bass is not quite what EJ07 is, despite what the graph says. I never listened to think like, where's the bass on the EJ07? Doesn't get in the way, but I didn't think, where is it? With this set, I kind of did a little bit. So cymbal strikes are prominent, but that's the penalty or the cost that you need to pay to get the huge stage. It is, and it always will be. Bass is not elevated too much because I would be compromising my vocal enjoyment, because those are two things that are hand in hand. If you got elevated bass, you're going to slowly degrade the vocal playback because the mids and the later part of the bass is where the fundamentals of the vocals are. So you raise that bass too much and you start to degrade the quality of the audio. Vocals. There's no way around that. You lift up the late treble, you're going to emphasize that sense of space, but you're also going to emphasize instruments that exist up there, so that's what you're going to pay. So if you're sensitive to cymbal strikes, this might not be your thing. I'm cool with it, actually. The EJ07 is a total different take on cymbal strikes. It's a trip, so I'm going to have to do a comparison video between the two. They want to know your password so that they can get the money out of you, and I think they're going about it in a good way. They made a very nice set. Reminds me of the Empire Ears in its looks. I think it sounds better than those sets, but I won't get into that right now. The presentation is excellent. Plays my library back great. I will be comparing with other tribrids and then giving it a rank on my list. Well, I won't do that yet because I want to get through the honeymoon period. This is like me trying to be not a hype person. I know, lots of laughs. I'm trying. And I'm out.
Shelling my name to be precise, ripping